live, guys.
Okay. Live.
Sweet. So for those listening at home, yes, we are an hour late. But in fairness, our first band and getting everything set up. So
usually we have a reputation of being an hour early, but this time we decided to take off.
Well, ironically, we were all quite early.
We were.
So
Housemont always early. Comes always early. Yes.
Good, all right. Cool. So it's been a while since we've talked. I guess the Misfits show is the last one. So how are things?
Actually, we just got signed up for another Misfits show in March at Rockpile East, I believe. We might as well go ahead and tell you can go to our website, www.thehouseofmont.com, and you can buy tickets there for that show. You can buy them today, you can buy them tomorrow, you can buy 400 of them, you can buy 500 of them. It's your dollar. You know what to do.
And you get a discount. You do get a discount. We're trying to offer a discount to our loyal fans who support us in the past. So we are giving a discounted rate. There's no tax, no service fee. We will mail them to you. I will drive anywhere in the GTA to deliver them to you.
Free delivery to hell.
Free delivery to hell. That's we always go there. It's no big deal. And yeah, I think it would be great. Well, I guess we should introduce ourselves altogether.
I guess so. Well, I'm the lead man, the singer, and the guitarist on this one. My name is Bang. And we have
I'm the drummer. My name is Skull.
And to the right.
I'm the bass player. My name is Spike.
Keyboards, harmonicas, master of ceremonies, iPads. I'm the Red Duke.
He also plays a mean cop.
It's okay. It's late enough. I think we can say stuff like that.
There's no kids out.
No.
And
if there are, send your kids to bed, guys.
Yes.
My game. Or you can go to www.thehouseofmont.com.
Sure. Yeah. So how's all that going? I mean, I know you guys were talking about how seemingly the CDs you put next in your CD case seem to be the shows you're opening for. So
yes, we have the magic sleeve in my CD case in my car, and I've always put our CDs first, and then all the people we've played with next in the next CD slot, and always the slot after that has always been filled with something. And turns out we've always played with whatever came next. We played with the Unbelievers, and then we played with the Matadors, and we played with the Misfits, and next we're going to be, apparently, according to the Magic Sleep, we're going to be playing Quar. So keep your eyes peeled.
Wow, that's going to be a hell of a show. And then what else are you guys working on? I know from our dialogues, you guys are trying to do some video stuff, maybe a music video, obviously live stuff like this, and you guys were cops, I believe, right?
That's right. What? Yeah, we were at Cops record store a while back, and we were on.
Not with the cops. At
yeah. No, we were there and at the grand opening or something like that, and we did a radio show there. Played a lot of our favorites. We played hockey bands. We played with bands. We played lots of them. And then we went in their back and we stole a whole bunch of half beer. Not something we usually like to drink, but you can steal it for free. Take it.
He's made off like a kid on Halloween.
And we also picked up a Rod Stewart album there that we're planning on smashing on our next show. So look forward to that. Go to hell, Rod Stewart.
You want to say something?
I'm just waiting for the lawyers.
Yeah, they'll be calling shortly.
They'll be calling, yeah.
But
yeah. Sorry, Rod Stewart. We got nothing.
We don't have money either, Rod. So you're out of luck. But yeah, what else you guys? I sidetracked.
Well, we have a new song that we're just finished writing and we're trying to get pat down. It's called Friday Night Creature Feature. It'll be a while before you hear that on an album, but we're going to start playing it live. Not tonight. We were shooting for tonight, but it just didn't work out. And it's about all the 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s, so forth horror hosts that would go on late at night and play a whole bunch of movies for 11-year-olds that they should have been watching it. And it's perfect. And to put that, to comment on that as well, the House Font has employed Demon Number 9 and the Antichrist to do a little horror hosting of our own. We put up, the Red Duke and I put up a Bucket of Blood a couple weeks back. Still waiting to hear from the attorneys on the copyright law on that one. And we have coming up, what was it called? Oh, King of the Zombies. King of the Zombies. Another great film flick from 1941, starring Matt Moreland, a fabulous actor from the 40s.
Cool. And another album on the way, or not at the moment?
It's we just released one not that long ago in October or so. I mean, there will be others. We typically record in the summer.
At Mojo Studios.
Mojo Studios with a man named Neil Devereaux, who does a fantastic job.
Where's that?
It's in Barrie.
Where's the drive?
Neil Devereaux, just as far as I know, is in Australia right now. He's accepting an award for best songwriting or something like that. So he's starting to get around. He's a hidden gem of Southern Ontario in the recording industry. As far as we're concerned, he does a great job.
I've talked. We've met a lot of bands and a lot of people, and we've seen people spend all kinds of money on recording, and some good, some bad, some in between. But Neil Devereaux is the best bang for your buck in the world. Absolutely.
Yeah, you can go to Reverb Nation / The House of Font and check out our recordings.
Cool.
All done by Neil. You see how awesome they are.
Sweet. Yeah, you guys have talked a few times about how much you enjoy him. It seems, I like that you guys are promoting sort of the inclusivity of the local music scene too, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, it's a guy in his basement?
It is. It's a man in his basement, but he has better equipment than you'd find even at the prices.
Sure.
He scratch builds it all, and that just goes to show how great a genius he is to be able to build all this extraordinarily expensive equipment for pennies on the dollar. And he passes the savings to us.
Yeah, which is good, right? Because you guys are in that like intermediate, like not a high school band, but not signed to a big label.
I suppose.
That's a big gap.
That's a big gap. Yeah.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah, but you guys seem to be. I mean, both of your albums have sounded really great, and so you definitely hear. I'm just glad that you're in that sort of circle of local grassroots artists helping artists.
And
that sort of thing.
That's where the real music's made. It's made in the bars. It's made in the clubs. It's made by the guys down the street, not this big producer guy who's been doing it for 1,000 years and has all the money in the world. It's those who love it and do it because they love it. It's not a business. It's a passion.
Cool. You were going to say something?
Well, I was going to say, but I wouldn't mind if any of those guys decided to contact us.
I mean, we've been trying to get the devil on it. We've been making all kinds of deals with him to get all this kind of money, but we haven't seen anything yet. So, producers, it's your big.
All right. Well, I guess shout out to. I don't know the selling your soul thing. It's the right way to go.
Oh, it's the right way.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no doubt.
Fair enough. Well, for your band especially, I guess, right? So, what was I going to ask? Oh, I was going to ask about what you were just talking about people helping people for the music, and it seems to be there's a disconnect somewhere because you hear FM. There's a new FM station in Toronto that boasts about playing indie Toronto music, but it still only really seems to be catering to like the signed Toronto musicians. So, like, how do you guys? Where do you guys think the future lies, or how can you change the industry, or do you not even want to? Maybe.
Well, I think that all these people that have big labels supporting them and stuff like that, it's going to die off because there's just not enough money. There's not as much money in it as there used to be, and it's just getting easier and easier to listen and to own this music without actually having to pay for it. That's why bands at the bottom like us, that's where the future lies for music, because the odds of our stuff getting pirated, sure, we love it when it happens because it's just publicity, but it's not really a big issue for us And we really don't care about the money. So if it happens,
Within reason.
within reason,
We have to pay for the sarcophagus.
Well, yeah, and I mean that's something like we're reflecting here at this studio in terms of doing all the production side of things. Is yeah, I have rent and food and my lifestyle, but I'm not looking to friggin' like move into a condo and like exploit you guys to make $1 million on my side, sort of thing. So yeah, it's I understand the not in it for money.
Yeah, and I think things are going to go more towards being like the whole package, like a brand. Kind of like how the Misfits have their logo on everything. Because as sad as it is, you know, I grew up buying CDs, but I was probably the last generation to do that. Like a couple, like people even like 5-7 years younger than me have like never bought a CD in their life. So people are, you know, taught from a young age that music is meaningless, yet music changes your life, and music is like the soundtrack of your life. So, how like it's always gonna be a constant struggle. You know, the internet's a good and bad way. Bad is in like no one buys music anymore. Good that like producing music is getting cheaper. So, if you're very, very talented, that's gonna win up over top of you know, someone that just has a big time producer.
Sure.
So, you know, you really have to start using it as a whole art form and like putting a lot of effort into getting good t-shirts made, and really having like, we have like a backstory to our band, and like when you come see us live, it's very entertaining. Like it's definitely worth your buck to come see one of our shows because, you know, as people say, like, you know, it's a big show and a big production. So more focus on, you know, putting it into a live show and putting it into like merchandise and stuff like that.
You make a lot of, you know, if you really want to support your local band, go to their show. You don't have to buy the album. You don't have to pick up the shirts. Go to the show. That's the best way to support a band. I mean, it's great that you buy that extra stuff, but go to the show and see it. And I mean, for something like us, it's worth the show just to see. You don't have to take anything home. You'll have that memory, and you know, it's unique. And I think that's what bands need to start doing, is being unique. And that's something that the bigger bands will never be.
Well, also the other thing, when you're saying about the idea of the internet and how it affects us, yes, it does make music completely viable for anyone. They can basically rip it, burn it, take it any way they want. So yes, the shows, people coming to shows is a very big part of it. That is where we get to see the interaction that we have with people. The plus side of that thing too, we do get guys like you. We have live stream feeds. We have internet radio stations. We have actually a few FM stations. We get played out of Sarasota, Florida sometimes, which I think is really neat. Like these people would never have come into contact with us if it wasn't for social media and that type of thing. So yeah, that's I guess that's where we would cap it off. Is you know, it has its downside and it has its upside, and we just have to learn to roll with the punches. You know, yeah, you don't have huge record sales. I think a lot of the industry is going that way. But for smaller bands like us, we get that word out to huge communities and huge areas that before you were a local band, you played in 5 or 6 clubs, and you know, people would say, hey, maybe this guy's a good band, and that's about the extent of it, mouth to mouth.
Skull there was talking about the interaction with the crowd during the show, and it just reminded me. I'd like to ask all of our loyal fans to stop punching me in the face when we do when we do Ghost Riders in the Sky. I tend to go out in the crowd, and people like throwing elbows at me and stuff like that. It hurts, and then I gotta get back up on stage and sing. Stop doing that.
How many times does that happen?
The official view of the House on that particular issue is to punch him even harder.
Yeah.
Even harder.
No pain, no gain.
That's it. It's a blood sport. Music industry is a blood sport. There you go.
Gotcha.
This
So,
is to tough it out.
back to, I mean, like, but then how also do you see people? It seems like the younger the generations, the even less they want to commit to. I mean, like, we'd sit around and watch a video on YouTube for 10-15 minutes if we thought it was worthwhile, but it seems like that's scaling down. Like, a lot of the video work we do here, people are like, yeah, no one's gonna listen to anything longer than a 2-minute video, so like that's... So how do you deal with what seems to be less and less effort to actually go out? People just want to do everything right here.
Yeah, everyone wants stuff like right now. And they're saying that social media is like giving everyone ADD, just because it's like everything's so fast and you just get so much information. Like, you're just taking so much information so fast that when you're not doing that, your brain feels unstable. And it's not that it's not, it's just that you're so used to all this stuff happening all the time.
Yeah, like the blue light and everything.
Yeah, so,
Consumer days.
you know, hopefully that'll work in our favor because we do have punkier, faster type songs, but we do have long songs too, so.
Yeah, but we got a lot for them to look at.
Yeah,
There's a lot to look at with us, and that's a part of capturing that new way of thinking. But I've always felt that the core of music is for musicians. I felt that if you were going to be a good band and not just some band that plays money, you appeal to the other musicians. And I mean, I think that's where a lot of our fans come from. It's from fellow musicians. And no matter how technological the world gets, no matter how much they want to save their seats, other musicians will always appreciate a show and they'll always go out.
Yeah, and you tend to find a few people that are hardcore, like, supporters. And I really, like, I don't know what the future holds. I really hope that it does seem like there's getting less and less of people that, you know, every single week are out seeing the show and buying merch and supporting the local bands. You know, I hope that with all this social media, it kind of seems that people have a tendency to, like, stay at home and just do their own thing and talk to people online, but I really hope that, you know, human nature is to be interactive and to be social and meet people, so I really hope that does keep going on. Like, who knows, it's an exciting time where things are changing, but, you know, I don't think our music is just for musicians as well. I do, like, make music for the fans, and I do hope that, you know, the fans will keep coming out and keep supporting us, because basically, especially as an independent band, like, coming to see a show, like, really helps us. Like, you know, if we play a show and the club owner sees that there's, like, 50 people there, you know, they're gonna ask us back, or they're gonna invite us to open for, like, a bigger band, you know? So, like, you coming out to our shows really helps us, like, just being there, like, you know, so like, the next time you're, like, sitting at home and you're like, oh, I don't know if I should go out or not, just, like, it really...
Fucking go out. Go out. Live life, man. That's what it's for.
You can always, like, sit at home on, like, a Monday night and watch, you know, a live stream, you know, but, like, come out to the shows when you can.
But it's somewhere comfier in my bed. And no one will punch me in the face.
Yeah, but you won't be able to punch anybody else in the face.
This
namely
is true.
That guy.
Right.
That's the real draw.
And who could
Punching
miss that
the red
opportunity?
dude in the face.
If you really want to, if you need an excuse to get out to these shows and this music's not your thing, just look forward to punching you in the face.
See? He's
All right.
getting on board.
Great. Selling feature. I just wanted to know, because I don't know if you guys know, but Rob Ford actually went to Austin, Texas, to try and learn why Austin promotes its music culture better. And I just wonder, like, not necessarily how do you feel about Rob Ford in this situation, but, like, you guys are mentioning you're played in Brazil, you're played in Florida, you're played in Europe, but I've never heard you guys on the radio here.
Yeah. Well,
We're playing the college radio.
Yeah, we
I
are.
think-
That's right.
I think part of it is you do have a lot of people. They don't know where to look on the radio dial too, right? They get thanks. They get real dialed into the powerful stations. Like if you ever hear Q107, it comes in stronger than any other radio station, or 102. But you have a lot of out of London, we have college radio station. We've been on the air. In Toronto, we've been on college radio, and that's really where you get. If you're really into indie music, that's where you're going to find it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess it's just the idea that with the idea of Rob Ford going down to Texas to promote, see how their music fest is done. Really, you can come out to Toronto any night of the week, and I can assure you, some bars, the main bars, the big bars, will have a band playing, like the Bovine, Cherry Colas. They always have a live band. So I did think it was very odd that he said, like, oh, we have to kind of go all the way to the States to see how they do it. Like, we do it all the time. And like, we have North by Northeast,
Sure.
Canadian Music Week. But I think for him, he's just starting, maybe Rob Ford's just getting a light that, there's money to be made bringing tourists in for these kind of events.
And I think, from my opinion, more than bringing money in through tourists, it's like Toronto has an amazing music culture, especially like compared to, in my opinion, compared to what the music cultures are in the rest of the cities in Canada. Maybe Montreal, a few places are pretty good, but like you guys have a niche genre that, you guys are on the map globally for your niche genre, right? Southeast Ontario. But like, I've never heard someone say that Toronto's a music city. Not compared to LA, not compared to New York or Paris, France, with like electronic music. Like, even though we're stacked, and North by Northeast has what, like 5,000 bands or something in 5 days, like, but we're not globally recognized as a music city, and that's what I mean about the question is.
Yeah, well, Toronto, as even though it's the largest city in Canada, it's behind. Have you ever taken a subway to any other city, anywhere? Like, it's like the transit. Like, we have like one of the worst transit systems. Like, we have like 4 branches, and like you go to Montreal, goes to Berlin. You go to New York, it's just so easy to go around. Like, Toronto's behind. For the size of the city that it is, it's behind on a lot of things. The music is there just because of the people. Like, there's so many people that live here that it has to have something to entertain them. And like, there's just going to be more bands. It probably could be recognized more, but it's really like we're doing what we can with the resources that we have.
Potentially, but I mean, if like Indie 88's getting funded on the mandate to play independent Toronto music, and they still really only play like Radiohead and Metric and Broken Social Scene. Like, I mean, do you guys not think, or maybe you guys don't even think that it's necessary to bridge that gap? Because I do think people living in the city recognize that Toronto's awesome. Go to see shows. There's all these great venues. Like the Stones play famous shows in Toronto, and Horseshoe Tavern, but like, how do we push it onto global recognition?
I guess the problem lies in that you have people who have their interests. You have like you said, bigger business have their interests, and say something like the indie radio station, or what's so-called indie radio, and then they still continue to play very mainstream stuff. It's because there's still, that radio station has a staff it has to pay for and everything. So they're going to play, even though they're independent, they still want to play their commercially viable music. Mm-hmm. So this is why, again, it goes back to college radio stations, or stations that have community-funded radio stations. That is how you jump that hurdle, I guess, to get onto the FM radio for small bands.
Right.
I don't know what the solution is to break into bigger radio stations. to get mainstream play, I guess.
I
if
don't
we'd be
think you
doing that,
can.
we'd be doing that now. You know?
Yeah, I think you'd have to get signed.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely signed.
Well, and change some of our material a little bit.
Well, no, I don't
don't-
think you have to change it that much. Well, I don't know, honestly, to me.
I mean, like, I listen to your music, and I think if you were signed, you'd be on the radio. Like, you have radio hits, like
Yeah.
We do.
what the industry calls singles, right? I mean, like, the stuff that you hear on the radio is, some of it's garbage. It's really shitty. Even from the indie scene, right? So, go ahead.
I think maybe to get on the FM radios, we should stop swearing so much on the radio and not bleeping it.
Oh,
But we've had that happen a couple times by accident.
Well,
But there's bands that do listen to radio songs and they're still good hits.
Yeah, and I think a lot of like, there's difference between being a regular person and being a music fan. I would say about 10% of people are educated on music, whether it's because they are a musician or whether because they're a big scene supporter. And though that 10% is going to seek out, they're going to seek out music they want. You know, like if someone really likes rock and industrial music, they will go to sites, they will, you know, ask friends for, they will find bands that they like, and they'll seek out radio stations, maybe, you know, like the internet radio stations that, you know, specialize in that. Same with every other genre. But these people are educated. Like, they've listened to a bunch of music. They know what they like. They go out and look for it. The other, like, 90% of people just listen to whatever is played. You know? Whatever they hear in the commercial in the background. They might hear a song 10 times, and then they get stuck in their head. They start humming it. And suddenly they like that song. Not so much because they have an educated opinion on it, more because of recognition.
yeah, that really seems to be what the industry's trying to do, right? Like, I mean, music isn't really marketed anymore to be deep and, like, you know, like that you want to chase the history of a genre or something. It's all just made to make our hormones make
Advertising is ruining art. Because the more advertising an art form gets, the more it becomes consuming product. So to speak.
That was just, he just said that art kills, or no, advertisement kills art, and that was our guy in sound here. I just wanted to get it on.
Yeah. I think it can be difficult. Like a lot of people, if they like certain bands, say if you were to use as an example like Metallica, because they seem to have a band, they're a band that seems to have a huge fan divide of old Metallica and new Metallica. And at some point, there was a whole genre of people.
Pre-douchebag, post-douchebag.
Yeah, but there was a whole genre of people that at some point just clicked off, said, okay, you are not doing the thing
That I wanted you
love
to.
you
Yeah.
for. And then there's a whole group of people that latched onto that. I guess, again...
And do you think that was the 10% to the 90%?
it could be exactly the 10% to the 90%. And it doesn't, you know, maybe that to some people, I don't know if that sounds insulting or not, but there is a group of, you know, there's a large percentage of people that, they follow just very generic music. And I guess like that's why a lot of people say when a band comes out, oh, their first album is great, oh, their second album is great, their third album, freaking blows, and then their fourth, terrible. I guess again, like you said, it starts getting commercially viable, and then you start getting engineers and producers going, well, you know, I don't really like the way you did that last song. We're not going to put it on the album. Okay, well, it'll sell more records if we don't have that song, and then you start losing that feel to
Well, I
it.
definitely think also when the longer you're on, like the bigger your sound becomes, and like say you have a 4-piece band, well then all of a sudden on the third album there's like this background.
Yeah,
sound.
3 guest
And eventually
guitarists.
it becomes so like produced that the fans of the music are like, what happened to the 4 guys?
Yeah.
Where did they go?
It doesn't help when all of our friends want to put a costume on and start parading around the stage. We have to find things for them to do.
Well,
That's awesome.
yeah, it is.
I
It's
fucking love when our fans come up on stage, man.
Well, I mean, like, you think about when you rank what Rolling Stone or whatever ranks like best concerts. Half of them are the ones where there's 80 people in the back with giant plumey costumes, and so I think it's a good element to your
Oh,
show.
definitely it is.
I mean, you guys stood out.
Red Duke here has like show. The bigger the show, like the better. I'm not talking about when I say they get bigger.
Yeah.
You know, I'm talking about their sound. I'm talking about
Sure.
like all the mixing and the post-production shit that they throw in. Right? That stuff's wrong. That's getting further away from core music. It's giving more power to the producers, more power to the people who have the money behind it to shape how they sound. And that's why it sounds terrible eventually. You want to stick close to those core musicians. But when it comes to a stage performance, yeah, the bigger, the better. You know, the more entertaining it is. I love big shows. I hope one day we have like 100 people on stage, all in fucking costumes. It'd be great.
Well, trying to fit in the world's smallest stage,
Yeah.
shoulder to shoulder with a bunch of monsters. Yeah.
It'd be pretty sweet. And I mean, it's something that other, like you look at Radiohead or you look at like Jack White, right? Like they, like as soon as they got big, they like open their own record label, sign themselves, and they do everything, right? So there's no other hands in their
That's
production. So
I think that's the way, well, at least true independent musicians should go, is keep everything under their control. It gives you a better outlet. Like that's what music is after all. It's about conveying ideas and emotions, right? And you have other people adding in their own little opinions, the message gets blurred and music loses its point, its purpose.
So have you guys thought about what you guys would do or say if that, like tomorrow, your next show, there's an A&R from Universal in the back. Like, okay, maybe that's a little extreme, but
No, that'll happen.
No, yeah.
So that'll happen. We've already been approached.
Okay.
Like the devil.
gotcha.
The Red Duke's been like laying curses on like, you know, pulling the mummy strings and
Right.
trying to bring people out.
Right.
You know, get the big producers.
Oh, I see. So you're actually looking for
Yeah,
that.
no, we're actually using very powerful black magic and voodoo
Okay.
to try and bring them out.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
sort of working.
I think that's what Bob Dylan did too.
Yes. He's well
Where do you think they
known.
got the fucking idea, man?
I talked to Bob Dylan. He said, you got to get into black
The
magic.
black magic. Well, okay. So, but is that honestly your answer? Like, are you guys? No. Are you guys hoping to get signed or
No.
no?
I don't know. Well,
It would have to be like a really well-defined
Right,
contract
right.
that gave us almost all
Sure.
of the creative thing. Like we'll take your money. Just
We'll
like,
take your money.
Do what we want.
Well, being signed usually means that it's like taking a bank loan.
Yeah.
I'd rather like put in a few $100 or $1,000 of my own money than owe some label thousands of dollars. Because that's when you have to change, is when they're like holding the bill over your head. When they're like, oh, we gave you this much money for an album.
And that's every industry too, right?
So, like, what's the point in that? Like, if I wanted to go be in like a cover band or like play music I didn't like, I want to be in this band, like doing some shitty kind of thing. Like, I don't know. Like I'm a bass player, so I can pretty much play like any genre I kind of want to. But like, why? It takes up like so much of your free time. It kind of like sucks your soul when you're like playing something you don't like.
Not that you guys have souls anymore.
Yeah, I already played all
He's
these.
got
You saw them.
He's got about 5 or 6 souls in him, actually.
Gotcha.
With the other things. I think maybe our opinion's a little divided on the signing thing, but
Well, no,
I guess
no.
entirely worry about it when it happens.
Yeah,
okay.
I guess
That's true enough. Worry about when it happens, but we certainly don't come from the idea of let's just make as much money as we can. I think we all agree upon continuing to make solid music that we are passionate about and not diluting that with money.
Cool.
Yeah, and also like we're not under the delusion that like getting signed is like answer to all your
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah, it's
like,
awesome.
like as much as
And-
like you know, the public sees one side, you don't see. There's millions of bands that have been signed up through their career because they've had to change.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the labels cut them after the first album, didn't make enough money. And like, I think nowadays what's happening more is like people are releasing music independently because you're not really making money. And they're signing more managing contracts where they'll get a management company to do their booking or like
and their marketing.
or like this management company does all their booking in Europe and this does all their booking in the States. And then that's like the only reason anyone would really be signed is so they have more people working for them that can help with the advertising and promotion. So a lot of people are doing music independently and looking for help that way. But yeah, like this whole like being signed doesn't really apply to this day and age. But you have to like look through different, I guess it's facets and different like combinations to make things work.
Yeah, I mean I agree. I just didn't want to push that belief on you guys.
I think maybe one of the reasons for our great success, or moderately great success, is not worrying about those kinds of problems.
Yes.
None of us have the delusion that, you know, we're going to work real hard and real fast and we're going to get signed right away and, you know, all of our problems go away. That's one of the big problems that I think a couple of us find that bands starting out have is that they go, oh, you know, we'll bust a couple songs out real quick and someone will spot us and our lives will be fantastic. No, it's a long, long process if it happens at all. But that's not why you should be doing it. You should do it because you love it.
Cool. So you guys would keep on driving to Barrie even if you were making a hell of a lot of money?
Come on, Barrie, just a couple of weeks.
I mean to record your albums. I mean to record your albums.
Oh, we will.
Yeah.
We will. Yeah. Fuck big band, big production companies. Neil Devereaux, best money could buy.
Even if we had millions, if they said,
yeah, we'd just be paying
Neil,
Neil.
we would just go right there anyways and use the million for buying beer.
Which would inevitably also delay the album. Cool. Well, I don't know. Anything else going on? Anything else? Any other thoughts on the music industry? I mean, like, do you guys ever brainstorm on what's not being done that you could do, or
all the time,
new ideas?
All the fucking time.
You don't have to share if you're worried about it.
No. Like we had. Everybody does a merch table, right? They set up a tablecloth, and put stuff down, and they do all fancy as we can. We had a coffin. And we put all our shit in the coffin. Why? Because nobody put their shit in the coffin. Now our coffin's a little rickety. We might have to buy a new coffin, and we haven't used it in a couple of shows. But granted, it's that kind of thinking, that kind of out-of-the-box brainstorming that we do. We always want to know what's one more thing that everybody else just overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the one thing that we all do.
Yes.
As for our merch, we sell items of voodoo. We have the Holy Grail for sale. It's only $5. No one has taken us up on the offer.
Someone bought that voodoo doll.
Yeah. We have sold some items of black magic. But the other thing that we also do, we've also tried. Matt does movie reviews.
Fang.
Sorry, yes, Fang.
I don't know who Matt is.
I forgot Matt. Matt was
Matt
the other guy
soul
we killed.
Yeah.
Yes, we ate Matt's soul. It was delicious. Little fried of butter, little chives, fantastic. But
the recipe will be online later.
but
another way to house mud is different.
Yes.
Recipes selling recipes.
Well, and you know what? And that could be something we would do. We always have. We've tried buskering occasionally as just for something to do.
We baked a whole bunch of cookies. They look like skulls. They look like we made candy away, and we made chocolates, and we do movie reviews, we do music reviews, we do book reviews, we do comic reviews, we do all this extra stuff, and that's what I do when I'm at home with free time. I got a lot of free time.
Talk about the sidewalk kid.
Oh yeah. We actually just started. I was brainstorming the other day. I was whipping a slave because he wasn't working fast enough. He wasn't building my pyramid, and I was just thinking, it's winter time, and Christmas is on the way. And the movie I always liked and enjoyed around Christmas time was Home Alone. And Home Alone had this great character. I don't even remember what his name was, but the old man with the snow shovel.
Yeah.
Snow shovel. So we decided we'd go out and we'd find the killer who matched that story. Because at the beginning, Buzz, the older brother, tells a story about the sidewalk killer who killed a whole bunch of people, turned their bodies into salt, and assaulted the sidewalk. But we found this guy. And now we've been trying to tail him around and catch him in the act. And I think we finally found out where he's doing the majority of his killing. And so, look out for that. It's going to be a nice little short. And I don't know if we'll get his name. There might be some legalities. He probably doesn't want to go to jail, but we might have to send him to jail.
What about the first time we talked, which I don't know how long ago it was, you guys had mentioned, I can't remember what they were called, but you guys were trying these like little radio horror tales.
Oh, the Chills from the Hills.
Yeah.
Chills from the Hills. Oh, we haven't done a Chills from the Hills in dog ages because we started out with the Chills from the Hills because it was something we could do with just a microphone.
Sure.
That's all I had at the time.
I could trade the Bluesmobile. So
Yeah, we traded our old van, our haunted van, for a microphone, taking a page out of the Blues Brothers. It was a great trade. That was probably the best financial decision I've ever made. Van for a microphone. Anyways, so we did the Chills from the Hills, and we came up with all these great stories, which are still on our website, still on our Facebook page, and you can go and. Yeah, we did have not an official CD, but a bootleg CD of all our Chills from Hills, and we'd be happy to send you those if you made a request on our Facebook page or email or wherever you find your information. But since then, we kind of moved up to the video. We got ourselves some cameras, we got ourselves some equipment, and that's why you don't see the Chills from Hills. If more people listen to them, I do more. I love doing them. They're great. They're great stories. I take a lot of inspiration from the old EC 1950s comics. In fact, the band takes a lot of inspiration from those comics. But yeah, we moved up to the video. Hopefully, we get more success with that. Thanks to you viewers and you listeners. Hopefully, it'll be a huge success and a lot of fun to do.
Cool. Yeah. Well, you guys can maybe come back another time and do another Chills from the Hills.
Got a new house of mine, it's just fine. I bought it just the other day. But this poor of mine, she's been unkind. She hates it is what she says. It don't bother me, still wanna stay. The dark is what I crave. I've been up all night, it just feels right. So searching for strays. I got an evil mind, she don't feel bad, she's scared. There's a dozen ghosts haunting the house I've been wanting right. My baby keeps crying, my wife keeps on whining, I don't care. There's a dozen ghosts haunting the house I've been wanting right. All my life I felt not alone, the lost spirits that call to me. Now I live at the place, spend the rest of my days taking care of the ghosts at home. 12 o'clock is when they all come out. I scream and they shout. They drink my beer, but I'm glad they're here. They're my friends who never die. I got an evil mind, she don't feel fine, she's scared, and rightly so. There's a dozen ghosts haunting the house I've been wanting. That's right. My baby keeps crying, my wife keeps on whining, I don't keep on trying to see the dark ones cry for more. Each and every day I go to town and say, come to feast at my home. Starving ourselves, you see they come in waves that show them horrors that they never know. I got an evil mind, I feel fine, be scared, and rightly so. There's a dozen ghosts haunting the house I've been wanting. That's right. But better stop crying, my wife could have wanted, that's fair. There's a dozen ghosts haunting the house I've been wanting. That's right. There's a dozen ghosts haunting the house I've been wanting.